I'm Christian and I'm a boat builder here at iKon Boats. And today I'm going to be showing you a little bit about your electronics and your electronic connections up here in the bow. So for your bow stereo controls, your bow USB, and your trim and everything up here, to access it, it only takes 4 screws. You just need a number 2 Phillips head and either an impact or a screwdriver. So with this acrylic panel off, you can see your connections for your lights, your live well fill pump, and your trim up and down, as well as your USB ports and your bow fusion controls. So to reinstall, just put the 4 screws back in that you took out earlier. So moving over to our screen electronics, there's a bow panel right here that is held on by 4 screws that we will take off to access our wiring for our screens. So after taking your 4 screws out for your acrylic panel, you will want to lift up on the bottom of it. That way it'll pop out of its flush recess and pull out from the top. So before we go over all the connections we have on our screens, we will take the screen off with these 2 gimbal knobs on the side of the screens. So after taking off your screens, you have a very clear view of everything that you need to pretty much get to in here. So if you look right here, you will see your negative and positive bus bar. That will be for your screens. So as you can see, we've got 2 hot, 2 negative for 2 screens. And if you come over here to the left, you have your Fusion stereo box, and that's where all of your audio comes from. That's where your radio connections are. And a little bit over to the left is where your trolling motor bus bar will be, right here. And then if you look right here, you have your NEMA 2000 cable. So if your iKon boat has a docking light, you might be wondering where the connection is for that. If you follow the wire that leads from your docking light into the front of the boat, you can look in here and actually see the harness that is labeled docking light. And here at iKon Boats, all of our plugs are Deutsch connectors. So you will have to do no wiring yourself. It's just plug and play. So for reinstallation of your screens, you will plug your connectors back in and then place your gimbal knobs right in the spaces of the gimbal. Put back to your desired height and tighten. For reinstallation of your acrylic bow panel, you will want to lift up your trolling motor wires and your Ethernet cables here and just slide this bow panel right over these wires and make sure that these wires are in this little recess right here so that the bow acrylic does not crimp your wires. And that shows you all of your connections for your bow radio controls, trim, and your screen electronic controls.